Hello everyone. As part of learning big data using Hadoop and Spark, let us learn the tool called Scoop, which is used to import data from SQL table into HDFS, that is Hadoop Distributed File System. So here it is like you are trying to transfer the data which is there in the form of an SQL table, RDBMS table, into a text file which will be stored into HDFS. This all happens with one single command, and you can execute some SQL queries from the scoop itself. So I will show you both the things. Start the Cloudera, click on Start. You should see your Cloudera desktop. Click on the terminal which is appearing here, and this is the question. Try to understand the question. Create MySQL table. What is the name of the table? Cars. In the table, what are the attributes? Car number, car name, model, manufacturer, price, color, owner name. These are the attributes I am trying to store in the table, and populate the data using import table into HDFS into your own directory under question 2 folder, and display the data from command prompt, right? So we are trying to display the data from command prompt. I will show you that. Try to create the table. This is the first step. Create the table and try to insert 10 rows into the table. This is the first step. So we know how to create a table in SQL prompt. Create the table, insert 10 rows. So here I am showing the screenshot when I'm inserting the 10th row. After inserting, I'm just showing what are the contents of the table. Are you able to see the contents of the table and how many rows did I insert? So in this sample, I'm taking 10 rows. It is not that always you should work with a table of 10 rows, right? You can have multiple rows into the table. After inserting, start the scoop tool near the command prompt. You just give scoop. The moment you give scoop, it will start the scoop environment, and you should see try scoop help for usage. The moment you see this, you can understand you are able to work with scoop commands. Scoop import. This is the command which is very important whenever you want to work with scoop. Scoop import hyphen connect. You are able to connect to the JDBC MySQL with localhost. Vehicle is the database. Connect to that. Under which what table are you connecting to? Cars. And in order to bring the data from table cars into HDFS, you want how many mappers to execute. This mapper's number can be specified here. Here in my example, because my table has only 10 rows, I'm trying to give one mapper. If your table is very big with many number of rows, you can give 3, 5, depending on the number of rows in the table. And what is the username and password in order to connect to the MySQL, root and Cloudera? I have specified that. The moment you type this command and click enter, automatically MapReduce code runs. In our example, there won't be any reducer because you are not doing any kind of processing with the data. You are just trying to bring it into HDFS. Only mapper works and all the job is done and number of bytes written. Generally, this is the last statement when it is executing MapReduce program. So after it has completed, if you want to see whether the data from the table has been brought into a text file, give the command. How do you see the contents of a text file? Hadoop FS, or generally the command will be HDFS DFS, depending on how the HDFS is configured onto your system. Hadoop FS -cat. This cat command is for seeing the contents of the file. What is the name of the file? If you observe, whatever is the table name we have taken the data from, with that name it will create a folder, and because only mapper is working, there will be a file in the folder with name part-m-5 zeros. How many files will be there? Depending on how many number of mappers you have specified, those many number of files will be there. Because I have specified only one mapper, the file name will be part-m-5 zeros. If I had specified number of mappers is 3, in the cars folder, how many files will be there? 3 files, part-m-5 zeros, part-m-4 zeros 1, part-m-4 zeros 2. 3 files will be there. Nevertheless, in our example, there is only one file. If you see, these are the contents of the file. I'll just quickly show you what are the contents of the table. See through the 6th line. What is the 6th row we have? Innova, LM69 is the model, Mahindra, 40 lakhs, color is gold, and the owner is Sidhu. Let us see whether we got the same row in the text file. If you see, yes. So what did you do? With one single command, without writing a MapReduce code, you are able to bring data from an SQL table into text file, right? Now, being in the scoop environment, you can also execute some SQL queries using the eval command. How do we give that? Scoop eval stands for evaluate, and if your command is running into multiple lines, you will put the continuation character, that is backslash. Otherwise, you can type entire command in single line. Just for readability, we are typing the command in multiple lines, and in order to show the command is continuing in the next line, you have to give this reverse slash. Scoop eval, connect to the database, username is root, password is Cloudera. Which query should be evaluated? Select star from cars, limit 5. Generally, when you are working with SQL statements, you don't have this limit 5. Here, when you are evaluating scoop, the query can be given as select star from cars, limit 5, which will show you 5 rows from the cars table. The moment you give this command and execute, if you see, this will be the output. How many records have been brought from the table? 5 rows, because you have given limit number of rows as 5. Are you observing? So using Scoop, you are able to communicate with the RDBMS. You can bring the data from the table into a text file, or being in the Scoop environment, you can try to execute SQL queries like this. So I have just shown you with one table, you can try to work with multiple tables and multiple queries can be evaluated. Please try them.